Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of Point 6. I want to talk to you today about ghillie suit crafting and in particular sneaky leaves. Many of you will be following James Bailey and a number of other people on Facebook and YouTube, and the crafting that those people are starting to do with the leaf suits that a lot of people are transitioning to these days. So obviously in the past we used to use the traditional Hessian suits, and they're kind of going out of favour these days with the jack pipe suits that are available. I've personally found my own fabric and created my own, but I know James Bailey's just secured a Russian Special Forces suit that looks brilliant. But those alone aren't good enough to help you blend into your surroundings when you're out there. So people are using a number of different products to create depth within their suits. So you've got the cheap Chinese leaves that people are applying acrylic inks to, you've got your raffias, you've got your vines, and you've got your sneaky leaves. Now, sneaky leaves I think are very good. The colours aren't terrible with a bit of work, but what I think they're really good at is creating depth. So when you kind of apply them around the head and the shoulders, it really starts to begin to break up the silhouette when you're out there. Now in Europe at least, there's a couple of big issues that I found with sneaky leaves. Number one is that they're extremely expensive. So you can look 50 quid for a pack if you're unlucky. And number two, whilst they're 50 quid, they're extremely difficult to get hold of. So I tried to come up with my own solution to the problem. And I have created my own sneaky leaves, and I'm going to show you today how you can create them yourself. So there's a number of different things that you're going to need in order to create your sneaky leaves. You're going to need the cheap Chinese leaves that we all use. You can get them on eBay. There's loads of them. They're dead cheap. I would suggest the green, or they call them yellow, but they're kind of a tan kind of colour. You're going to need some 2.5mm zip ties. I've got a pack of 100. They come in different pack sizes. You're going to need some glue. I got this, if you live in the UK, this came from Home Bargains. It was 69p. You get 3 in a pack. It's really good. Buy this. You are going to need some raffia. This is incredibly cheap. It's natural. You can dye it with whatever product you see fit. Personally, I use tea bags. It works really well. It's not going to come out either. You're going to need a pair of scissors. I'll explain that in a bit. And you're going to need something called a bodkin. Now, a bodkin is basically a needle that you can thread the raffia through, tie it up, and then tie your newly created sneaky leaf onto your suit. Before we start anything, I'm going to assume that you have already crafted your own leaves. I really, really, really wouldn't suggest that you leave these leaves as they come from China or wherever you happen to get them from, because the colours aren't great. So there are loads of tutorials out there. James Bailey, Phil Osborne, Stip the Sniper's done a blog write-up. There's a number of different people who've done write-ups on how to sort these leaves out. Go and have a quick look at them, and I would suggest that you use them. So step one to making your sneaky leaves. Number one, grab your 2 zip ties. All you want to do is connect those 2 zip ties together, nice and simple, not going anywhere. Make sure you get them the right way around so that they stay locked and they're not going to come off on you when you're in game. That's step number one, very easy. Step number two, grab your sneaky leaves, or grab your crafted leaves, and what you want to do, you want to make 4 small incisions into the leaf, and I mean small. So start somewhere near the bottom, just a little incision, 1 in the bottom, 1 about 1 centimetre up, another one about another centimetre up, and then another one again about 1 centimetre up. Dead simple. That's what your scissors are for. Step number 3, dead simple. The incisions that you've just made, you want to take the end of your zip tie and you want to feed your zip tie onto your sneaky leaf. So the reason you made these holes so small is that what you want to happen realistically is that these friction fit onto the leaves themselves so they don't come anywhere when you're in game. Obviously we've got the glue that we will apply in a moment, but like I say. Also, if we use 4, it just gives that extra little bit of security that you know your leaf isn't going to come away in game and all your hard work will be spent. Can be a bit fiddly at times, don't worry, just persevere, and then you get to that point there, which is pretty good. Next step, grab your glue. If you don't go for this glue, fair enough. What I would suggest is that you get something with an applicator. I tried some different brands that didn't have it, and you were just stuck with, oop, I can't get it off now, but you just end up with a big hole at the top there. It becomes very difficult and you get glue everywhere. So all you want to do, take your glue and a very small dab just around where the holes that you've made. One thing I forgot to mention is that you're probably going to want a piece of paper underneath your leaves because this stuff gets everywhere and it sticks strong. So what you're going to do is get mothered by your mum, dad, wife, girlfriend, whoever you happen to live with, for getting glue everywhere, which isn't going to be good. So that's pretty much it. Obviously then you want to do the same to the other side. So like I said, 4 small incisions, one at the base. That hole was quite big. Another one about a centimetre up. Again, a bit big, but another one, again, about a centimetre up. And last but not least, the final one at the top there. And again, grab your zip tie and feed your leaf onto your zip tie. Again, the narrower you can make your incisions and your leaves, the better the friction fit will be on them and the better result you will get in the long run. Or at least that's what I've found. Feel free to make more incisions if you want, but I found that 4 is a reasonably good amount to use. 2, and I found that they would come away every so often, but 4, I've had no problems yet. So like I say, quick dab of glue. Don't put too much on. Doesn't need much. If you get this stuff, it sets really, really well. And there you have it. There's your sneaky leaf created. Like I say, you can pop these on your suit pretty much anywhere. I certainly recommend around the shoulders, around the head area. They work really well there. The next thing you want to do, once you've got to that point, and I'll put this one down because obviously it's got glue, but I've got some at the side here to show you. We talked about the raffia before, so this one's a finished one. Like I say, this one is dried and everything. Next thing you want to do, take your bodkin. These are available on eBay. They're dead cheap. Buy them. They're incredibly helpful. I also use them just to secure my leaves on with. So get one with a nice wide eye as well. It will make your life easier when you're trying to thread the raffia on. So take your raffia, thread it through. It's like you're threading a needle basically. And then all you want to do is one of the holes on your leaf, one of the zip ties will be loose at the bottom there. So all you want to do is feed your bodkin through, pull it through, and there you have it. At that point, you can then just take your suit, and I'll use this piece of paper as an example, feed it through, pull it through, take your bodkin off, and then all you've got to do is tie your raffia on. Now this stuff, as long as you don't go with too thin a piece, ain't going anywhere. So tie it on. What I like to do is just to thread the raffia underneath the zip tie. It just helps it to stand up a little bit, and it just keeps that depth. Otherwise, you sometimes find that they will lie flat, and that's not what you want. So just pop it over just for good measure, tie it off. And as you can see, you've one sneaky leaf And when you compare that to the original, leaves are a bit bigger. The one thing that I really do like about these is, if you don't like the colour of these sneaky leaves, which some don't, you've got the bonus that you can turn these cheap Chinese leaves whatever colour you fancy. So I know Phil Osborne's done some great work with different types of acrylic ink. Have a look at his post that he's got. Turn them whatever colour you want. Bob's your uncle. And all that. And one last thing for those who have managed to make it all the way through to the end. Another bonus of sneaky leaves, and something that I've done, is this. So I'll take this one out of the way. Now all this is just 2 of these. It's very simple. So to give you an idea, all I've done is zip tied the first ones, as you can see, and then all I've done is attached another zip tie to one of the strands, and then it gives you 4 leaves. The depth that these create, I think, are absolutely phenomenal. If anything, I think these are better than sneaky leaves, and they cost absolutely nothing. So they're there for you to make. They're free. They cost you, well, the idea is free. The glue 69p, the raffia a couple of quid, the leaves a couple of quid, the zip ties are a quid. You can probably make 100 of these 0.6 leaves. They'll probably cost you a fiver, plus a bit of ink. That's 5 or 6 quid. You can probably make 100 of them for a tenner. You can probably make more than 100 of them for a tenner, to be honest. They're really good. They're really cheap. So there you have it. Congratulations, you've made your first 0.6 leaf. If you want to drop us a comment below with a picture, or if you've got any questions, please feel free. I'd really love to see the creations that you come up with. And if you've got anything where you've applied them to your suit, again, tag us on Facebook and I'll have a quick look.